Together, they're moving the whole of humanity towards the possibility of manifesting one of the underlying truths of the religion of the new era, that all divine approaches have equal value, that all of them are forms that veil spirit, that each of them has an invaluable role to play in helping humanity embrace the sense of divinity that is inherent in our consciousness and that makes us all be the same in essence. Although we are so different in form, unanimity, not uniformity, respect the difference in form, express the common essence. This is why all interfaith initiatives invariably emphasize our common humanity and the harmony that we will achieve once we recognize it. In time, the important steps that are taking now will allow humanity to accept that each divine approach is holding an important piece in the revelation of the divine.
I just find that fascinating because I couldn't tell whether that was Catholicism talking there or whether that was Luciferian agenda. Because I'm pretty sure we've seen Pope Francis up there saying basically the same thing, that all religions are ways to God, and blessing, relics and idols from other religions. In fact, Pope Leo just blessed a block of ice in the name of climate change. And so this idea that we have this common essence to all come together under a common humanity, that sounds so papal. I honestly, if I didn't know this was a Lucis Trust broadcast, I would have thought that was something coming from the Catholic Church.
Yeah, well, because Catholic means universal. Again, though, Babylon, the example that the Bible gives us, when God gives us the word Babylon, the name Babylon in Revelation, it's so specifically important because if you go back again in the history of Babylon, not just Genesis 11 or Daniel 3, but just in the name Babylon, the word means the gate to God.
Hmm.
It means the way to God, the gates to God, Babylon, and it's exactly what's like every way under the sun is the way to God. It's the broad way in. It's not
Yeah.
the straight and narrow path, which is the
Yeah.
width of one man, which is Christ.
And people will say, well, I looked at the Hebrew and that's not what it means. No, look at what it means in Babylonian. That's
Yes,
where
in the
that's
original
where the
language,
difference
yes.
is. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, Hebrew means to mix confusion by mixing.
Yeah.
Mixing all things to Babel. But yeah, Babylon, the original language, means the gate to God.
Yeah, I had someone come up to me and say, "That's not what it means," because they're looking at the Hebrew, but no, in the Babylonian, that's what it means.
Yeah.
And then everything's about an ushering in this new world religion. They keep harping on the Christ new world religion, one world religion, the Christ one world religion. And after we get done this video, we're going to look at one person who wrote about this in great detail, telling you that this is the false Christ that's coming. I haven't seen any other writer, publisher, Christian historian ever write about a coming Christ that will unify the whole world. Because in the false prophets version and the apostate Protestant version, the evangelical version of it, they're looking for someone in the Middle East. They're not expecting a being of dazzling brightness to come. And that's why it's going to catch everyone off guard. He's so sophisticated, the devil, that he's made up a false prophecy that has a fallen version of Christianity following it, 7-year tribulation, 3.5-year covenant that he breaks. None of this is true. But because everyone's looking for that, when this being that seems loving, an angel of light, something more majestic than any eye has ever seen comes, they're absolutely not ready for that person to show up. So I just find it fascinating that while the whole world's kind of looking, and Peter Thiel's making, whole workshops talking about the Antichrist when we already know who it is and he's speculating and all of this stuff, no one's actually ready for the real Antichrist to come, because yes, we say it's the papacy and the seat of the Pope as the man of sin, but the final version of it that typifies everything is Satan himself being worshiped as God. And that is what people are not ready for, even though you got this whole Christian world thinking they're ready for this Antichrist figure to make himself known.
And in some way, they are ready in the sense that they're waiting for him to come on this earth and walk around it and claim this earth as his earth for a kingdom for 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm. The millennium
So,
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
millennium again.